So the next episode of the Sunshine Podcast comes out this Wednesday because I release a new episode every Wednesday. And I was planning to do just like a short. I wanted to do like less than 1 minute of kind of like just a promo video, just kind of hyping it up. But I realized it was going to be longer than 1 minute. And so I decided to go ahead and kind of record like a, I don't know what you call it, maybe a pre-episode, kind of like to release this Monday today. Um, and so one question that I ask in the episode is, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about love? Because my guest wrote a book about love, and so I don't want to repeat some of the same things I'm saying that I've already said in that episode in this kind of promo kind of hype to hype the episode up. Um, but so that's the question I want you to think about this week. And so, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the word love? And so, for me, and so in this video, one of the things I wanted to just answer that question. So, for me, a verse actually, and maybe different things come to my mind different days because I actually haven't thought about it today. As I think I haven't thought about, I love that, I was like, the podcast, like I'm asking that question because I love how people think. But then I'm just like, I haven't thought about that today. But the other day I was thinking about this. And so, a verse that came to mind, and I want to share it with you, and something that came to my mind is James 3:13 through 18. And so it says, "Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace." And so I know this passage here, um, James 13 through James chapter 3, verse 13 through 18. It was on wisdom. But so I'm going to share a fun fact here. One time I had the whole book of James memorized, and so I'm familiar with a lot of good verses in James, and so that's why. And so so yesterday when I was thinking about love, just this so another this is a description of wisdom. Um, just this this just this kind of this passage in this description kind of came to my mind about how love that's from above, or so I'm going to change the word wisdom with love. So love that's not from above is earthly, it's sensual, it's devilish. But love that's from above, it's first pure, peaceable, gentle. And so yeah, that, that I love that. And so that there is a difference between love that's of this world and from below, and there's a difference between love that's from above. And so there's many different things that love is. And so yeah, my guest on the episode this week, wrote a whole book titled "Love Is," and went through 1 Corinthians 13. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that passage, and that is more of a description of love than these verses are. But so, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about love? And another verse that I just want to share on love here, because love is really important. And it's John 13:35. "By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one to another." Um, and so yeah, I love how in this episode, we didn't really talk about big issues in the world. We didn't talk about like COVID or racism, or the LGBT community or any of that. We just talked about love. And so yeah, I feel like it's a really powerful episode. I'm really looking forward to it. And another kind of maybe illustration of love that I want to share, because growing up in a large family, is just you know we have parents, and so but me being the oldest kid, though, I want to kind of give commands or instructions or orders to my brothers and sisters and tell them to do something. And I'm like, if you guys love me, you're gonna obey me, because like all my brothers and sisters, they just love me, right? And um, if you love me, you're gonna obey me. And what I love, so I wrote in my notes just love is obedience. Um, and because it's easy, and I'm repeating some of the things I said. It's easy to say that we love. It's easy to say we love each other as family members. It's easy, but love is action. Yeah, like it's sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's like doing things you don't want, like take out the trash, um, or do the dishes, or sweep the floor. It's these tasks that you don't really want to do, but if you love, and so yeah, and so there's a lot of interesting things like that I've learned about love. Yeah, being in a love family. That's one thing that I've learned. Um, Another thing that I just want to kind of, I guess, close out this pre-episode kind of promo hype video is that stop trying to limit love. There's another thing, another group of verses that comes to my mind when I think about love is when let me find it here. I didn't actually have this preloaded. I had the other pages loaded in BibleGateway.com. But um, Matthew chapter 5, he said, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 21, Jesus said, "You've heard that it was said of them by old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of judgment." And then he says in verse 22, "But I say to you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of counsel. But whosoever shall say that fool shall be in danger of hellfire." Um, so he gives a few, let's see, examples of just commands of what like verse 31 here, or where are we at here? He says, like in verse 27, he says, "You've heard that it's been said of them by old time, thou shalt not commit adultery." And then he gives more in depth. And so stop trying to limit love to like thou shalt not kill, and just be like, I'm loving somebody by not killing them. But it goes above and beyond that. Don't think evil thoughts about them. Don't name call them. Don't get angry at them without cause. You know. So Matthew 5 is another really good passage that I encourage you to read. And it's something that came to my mind when I was thinking about love. And so stop trying to limit love. I think you're going to enjoy this episode about love. I know that I have loved it. I've loved thinking about the topic of love over the last few weeks, a few days. It hasn't been weeks, but it's been about a week that I've just been thinking about love. And yeah, go. I was going to say something really powerful, but then, well, it wasn't really powerful. It was actually really cheesy. I was going to say, go love somebody this week. Go love somebody today. But um, whatever. I can't think of any better way to end this thing than just by ending it right now. So